Hey there and welcome to Scandal Steep. Recently, Oprah has once again found herself at the center of controversy, this time stemming from her involvement with P. Diddy and the escalating legal troubles surrounding him. The revelations and accusations that have surfaced over the past months have shocked the public, as a series of allegations have pointed to troubling connections between Oprah, Diddy, and the darker side of Hollywood's elite. The situation is unfolding at an alarming rate, and many are beginning to question how deep these ties really go. The controversy first gained traction when Mel Gibson, of all people, made some startling remarks about Oprah's connections to Diddy, suggesting that Oprah might be aware of or even involved in some of the more sinister dealings taking place behind the scenes. These remarks came just as allegations against Diddy reached a fever pitch, with claims that he had engaged in coercion, exploitation, and drug-fueled abuse of vulnerable individuals. This caused many to start piecing together the puzzle of what has truly been happening behind closed doors in Hollywood. At the heart of these accusations are disturbing reports that suggest Diddy and his associates were involved in activities that ranged from drugging victims with substances like GHB and Rohypnol, known as date rape drugs, to exploiting minors. In fact, multiple women and even men have come forward, claiming that they were victims of these horrifying events, many alleging that they were manipulated into participating in wild, depraved parties orchestrated by Diddy. These parties were said to feature drugs, alcohol, and sexual exploitation. The public was initially shocked when news first broke last November, with Cassie Ventura, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, filing a lawsuit against him, detailing years of abuse and manipulation. However, the scandal didn't stop there. In March 2024, federal authorities raided Diddy's properties in Los Angeles and Miami, uncovering a staggering amount of evidence that painted a far more disturbing picture of his lavish lifestyle. Among the items seized were firearms, ammunition, electronic evidence, and over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and personal lubricants. These items were allegedly used in ways that were linked to the drugging and manipulation of individuals. Along with the material evidence, authorities also uncovered videos and photos of victims who were allegedly subjected to these abuses. The most harrowing part of this entire investigation is that at least 120 people have come forward, with 25 of them being minors, the youngest being only 9 years old. The most infamous of these gatherings were Diddy's exclusive white parties, which he hosted from 1998 to 2009. These extravagant events, attended by A-list celebrities like Leonardo DiCaprio, Mariah Carey, Jay-Z, and Paris Hilton, were intended to showcase the pinnacle of luxury and exclusivity. However, leaked photos and testimonies from former attendees suggest a much darker reality. These parties, which guests were required to dress all in white for, have now come under intense scrutiny. Among the most disturbing revelations are accounts of young children who were barely clothed and visibly intoxicated, which paints a grotesque picture of what these events truly entailed. Amidst the rising tide of allegations, Oprah's name has resurfaced once again, now linked to this disturbing network of abuse and exploitation. Oprah, who was once seen as a beacon of hope for women's rights and a powerful voice for the oppressed, is now facing uncomfortable questions about her own connections to these high-profile figures, particularly Diddy. In the past, Oprah has distanced herself from figures like Harvey Weinstein, who was similarly embroiled in a series of sexual misconduct allegations, but the timing of the latest claims has raised serious questions about the depth of Hollywood's elite network of power and corruption. What makes the current situation even more perplexing is that Oprah has remained largely silent on the issue, leaving many to wonder if she's been more involved in these scandals than she's letting on. While she has consistently denied any prior knowledge of Weinstein's actions, her past connections to him and other powerful figures in Hollywood continue to be a point of contention. The latest allegations against Diddy and the disturbing evidence being uncovered at his properties have only served to deepen the mystery surrounding Oprah's true involvement in Hollywood's darker side. The growing speculation surrounding Oprah's role in this saga began to intensify when Mel Gibson, in a series of interviews, hinted that some of Hollywood's biggest names, including Oprah, might have been aware of or even complicit in these criminal activities. He alluded to the possibility that the mass disappearance of children, which is a key plot point in the film Sound of Freedom based on the true story of Tim Ballard and his efforts to combat child trafficking, could somehow be tied to influential figures in Hollywood, Oprah being one of them. Though these are just allegations and there is no concrete evidence linking her to any criminal activity, her silence on the matter has fueled further speculation. Oprah has been quiet on these recent claims, sticking to her usual practice of avoiding engaging with rumors. However, this strategy is starting to backfire, as the connection between Diddy's outrageous legal issues and Oprah's own history with powerful, controversial figures seems too significant to ignore. Some have even questioned whether Oprah might have more knowledge of these criminal activities than she's letting on, especially considering the long-standing relationship she has had with Diddy, who now finds himself at the center of this scandal. Oprah's past is far from blemish-free. In 2006, she faced a lawsuit from a man who accused her of blackmail, but the case was eventually dismissed. Then in 2007, her Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa was embroiled in scandal when allegations surfaced that the headmaster, Teenie Virginia Makopo, had been involved in inappropriate behavior with several students. While Oprah was not directly involved in the allegations, she publicly acknowledged the failure and took responsibility for the safety and well-being of the students. She even pledged to improve the school's policies and ensured that legal action was taken against those responsible. In 2017, the Me Too movement, which Oprah publicly supported, put further pressure on the Hollywood elite, with many survivors of sexual abuse and harassment sharing their stories. Oprah was hailed as a champion for victims, but her connections to Harvey Weinstein, who was at the heart of the scandal, brought new scrutiny to her past. Though Oprah vehemently denied any prior knowledge of Weinstein's behavior, the fact that they had worked together on various film projects raised suspicions. Despite this, Oprah has consistently condemned Weinstein's actions, distancing herself from him as much as possible. Now, with Diddy's situation worsening and Oprah's ties to his world coming under increasing scrutiny, the question remains: how deeply is Oprah involved in all of this? Has she been complicit in the alleged crimes and misconduct, or is she just another victim of Hollywood's culture of silence and corruption? These are the questions that continue to circulate, and until Oprah speaks out, the public will continue to speculate. As Diddy faces an ever-growing list of accusations and his reputation crumbles, many are left wondering whether Oprah will ever face consequences for her own involvement in this tangled web of Hollywood scandals. Fans and critics alike are eager to see how this story unfolds, as the fallout from these revelations could change the way we view some of the most powerful figures in entertainment. In the meantime, as more allegations surface and the investigation into Diddy continues, the public remains on edge, waiting for answers that may never come.